Welcome back to this edition of Frontline. To prepare you for this weekend, let's take you back to the main events of the FWA's return. New Frontiers in August last year. Martin Stone and Doug Williams face each other in an FWA World Title Tournament qualifying match. And you can see just how much difference a year makes to two men.
From Reading, Berkshire, winning tonight at 235 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Anarchist, Doug Williams!
He is simply the most successful British wrestler of his generation, a man who many say revolutionised the sport in this country. An ambassador for the United Kingdom all over the world, and Doug Williams will fight until his dying breath to keep that accolade, Greg Lambert, as the best wrestler in this country.
Two-time former FWA champion, IWGP Tag Team Champion, TNA Superstar, Pro Wrestling Noah Star. The British invasion is here in the FWA.
Just one thing before we start. This is no longer the Anarchist Doug Williams. This is TNA's international superstar, and I'm far, far better than anyone out the back here, you Martin Stone, and each and every single one of you. Hence the tights.
He sold out the Impact Zone, I think
Each
you'll
and
find.
every one of you would do exactly the same thing. Because you can't live forever on your dole money and benefits, can you?
Well, as you were saying, Greg, Doug Williams has certainly been making even more of a name for himself recently as he's become a tag team champion in TNA, but he seems to have had a bit of an attitude change with it. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but shoulder block and Stone sends Williams down.
I think what you'll find that Doug Williams has is a superiority complex, and not before time, you know. I always thought he showed far too much humility when he was British heavyweight champion. He's quite clearly head and shoulders above everybody else in the FWA, and now he knows it, and that confidence is going to propel him to a dominant victory over the Governor.
Williams now begging off of Martin Stone, who dominated that first exchange between the two in this main event. What a sight this is. We're in the Broxbourne Civic Hall.
Yes.
And we're watching Doug Williams.
Yes.
The greatest FWA British heavyweight champion of all time.
Greatest British wrestler of the past 10 years, I would say, as well.
Against Martin Stone. And I tell you, they're up here now. They're near
us
hang on
a minute. Hang on. I don't want that man anywhere near me.
Well, hang on a second. They're right near us here on the commentary table. My God, they're all over the place. Wait a second. Oh, hang on a second. Williams is going to suplex Stone into the crowd.
This man killed the FWA the first time, and he deserves to be suplexed off a ramp.
My God, this is intense. We just got a real close-up of this one. All right, I think somebody dislocated my headset. Well, they're over the other side of the stage now. I guess it's.
I don't want that man anywhere near me, Dave Bradshaw. I'm sick of the back teeth of the sight of him.
Who, Martin Stone?
Well, who do you think?
He's the man who gave you the most embarrassing day of
your
life. He
killed the FWA. I don't understand why he's been welcomed back with open arms to main event FWA New Frontiers.
It was you who set the challenge.
He killed it. He beat Flash Barker in a losing promotion, must close down match, and to me, he should be tarred and feathered instead of given a main event match. That's what I would do.
One thing I will say is that it is a bizarre
is it still on?
Situation for. I can hear you. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's, to be honest, it'd be great if it was off. But anyway, this is a bizarre situation. The FWA really was where Martin Stone first made a name for himself as a tag team wrestler.
Why is Martin Stone back? Martin Stone wanted to close the FWA. What is your rationale for Martin Stone's return and the fact that he quite clearly now wants to be part of the FWA? Because I'll tell you my rationale. You just tell me what you think first.
Martin Stone wants to be where the best in British wrestling, where the best in possibly the whole of independent wrestling is, and that right now has got to be the FWA. Simple. End of story. Go on, what's your rationale then?
Because he's an idiot.
Oh, yeah, great. Real mature. Williams has the legs of stone. Well, what's he going to do here? Now, Williams, normally a pretty sportsmanlike competitor.
Part of the British invasion in TNA, Doug Williams doing fantastically well for himself alongside Brutus Magnus and Rob Terry. They are flying the flag for Britain. As you said, an ambassador, a true ambassador for British wrestling overseas. An ambassador today in the ring here at Broxbourne Civic Hall wearing the Union Jack tights, and yet these people boo him.
Well, he did bring it on himself a little. Very much a kind of, I hate to say it, but kind of an arrogant opening comments there from Doug Williams. And the crowd's still getting on his back.
Why is this you sold out business? You know what where that chant comes from? It is born of jealousy. It's because these people will never become an international superstar like Doug Williams.
Williams certainly taking control of this one at the moment. You know, the other main match between these two I can think of in this kind of high-profile environment, they were headlining an RQW show back in 2006.
Yes,
and Martin
right.
Stone was victorious on that night. Now you have to wonder whether Stone has Doug Williams' number.
And I also watched him defeat the likes of Steve Corino, one of the greatest former ECW wrestlers who graced the rings of the FWA. And Doug Williams, you know, he's beaten them all. And that's why I think that he will have learned from that loss that you referred to earlier, when he lost to Martin Stone a couple of years ago with RQW. And I think that tonight, having gained the experience of working in TNA alongside the likes of Mick Foley and Sting and Kurt Angle and all these great names in international wrestling, that can only have benefited Doug Williams. He is a different animal. He's even more of a machine than he has ever been.
All right, Williams has been very much on top of this one since that wound was opened up on the head of Stone.
It does my heart good to see Martin Stone bleed. I enjoy seeing the man suffer. He made me suffer, you know.
He certainly did. What a night that was.
And he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. You know, I was distraught when the FWA closed down. And that man, what did he do? He rubbed it in my face. He burnt an FWA t-shirt, he spat in my direction, and he came up north and tried to close down another promotion that I was in charge of, the XWA, which he failed at, may I add. And to be honest with you, I really don't have any time for the governor whatsoever, and I'm thoroughly enjoying Doug Williams, dissecting him right now here in Broxbourne.
That was a slightly interesting version of the story. Hang on a second. Stone with that butterfly suplex. He's got the shoulders down, a lateral press, and Williams kicks out. We'll respond to what you were just saying a moment ago, but the action is coming thick and fast here. Well, Stone, it looks like was going to go for London Bridge, but there's a roll-up schoolboy from Williams. Two only, and there's a kick out. Stone with that lariat-like clothesline.
When Stone tastes blood, he quickens the pace. I don't know whether it's out of desperation or whether it's just because of the fight in the man. You know, the man just craves violence.
There's a hugely competitive, tense atmosphere in here as these two greats go at it. You know what I think it is, Greg? Both of these men have such a keen sense of history. Both want to be the man who won the main event on the night the FWA returned.
Absolutely. Martin Stone, I know it's all about his place in history. You know, it's all about ego. That's what it's all about with Martin Stone. That's why he killed the FWA. He didn't care about the fact that he shattered the dreams of all these fans who are so ridiculously forgiving here this evening. And, you know, he didn't care about the fact that, you know, all the people he was putting out of work, you know, putting me out of work, you know, people out of a job. And I've forgotten even what my first point was in the beginning.
I've long forgotten what the point of anything you're saying is. Here comes Williams over the top, landing on Stone. We've already had one double count out in a high-profile qualifier.
Place in history, that's what I was talking about, thank you. But yes, Martin Stone does want to be the winner of this match, but Doug Williams, he wants to be the winner of the match, because I think quite possibly the winner could be the standard bearer for the future of the FWA.
Well, Doug Williams looking like he's going to use a chair. Referee Tommy Stevens saying if he did, that would have been an instant disqualification. Never mind a yellow or red card. Oh my goodness. Stone just rammed face first into the steel crowd barrier. And again,
I just realised something rather interesting. And you notice they are brawling near Flash Barker, a man who has a history with both Doug Williams and Martin Stone. Doug Williams and Flash Barker, it's very well documented, are best friends. Martin Stone and Flash Barker, Martin Stone has gone on record as saying Flash Barker is his hero. Yet it was Martin
Oh
Stone
my God,
who
my
beat
God.
Flash Barker to kill the FWA.
Hang
You
on
can
a
find the
second.
next part of this week's edition of Frontline on the FWA YouTube channel now.